A sudden chill sweeps across Europe not from the weather, but from the silent twist of a valve deep within Russia's energy network. Tonight, the lifeblood of Europe's winter comfort, Russian natural gas, is flowing slower than ever before. In the Kremlin, President Vladimir Putin steps to the microphone. Calm, precise, and unwavering, he delivers a message that ripples through global markets and echoes in the corridors of power from Berlin to Brussels. What lies behind this move? Strategy, necessity, or something far more calculated? Stay with us, because what you're about to hear could redefine Europe's next winter and Russia's place in the world energy map. Good evening, this is Politics 360, bringing you the latest from Moscow. Today's top story is President Vladimir Putin's confirmation of a further reduction in Russian gas supplies to several European countries, citing technical, economic, and political factors. The announcement has sent shockwaves through energy markets, driven up gas prices, and reignited the debate over Europe's dependence on Russian energy. But beyond the numbers, there's a deeper question. What is the strategic purpose behind this move, and how will it affect the already tense relationship between Russia and the West? During a press briefing in Moscow earlier today, President Putin addressed the issue directly. He stated Russia remains committed to fulfilling its contractual obligations. However, certain hostile actions taken by foreign governments, along with ongoing technical restrictions caused by sanctions, have inevitably affected the volume of our exports. He emphasized that the decision was not a unilateral cutoff, but rather a response to what he described as external constraints. He pointed to ongoing disputes over turbine maintenance, payment systems, and legal complications caused by EU restrictions on Russian companies. The president also underscored Russia's readiness to supply energy to partners who respect their obligations and treat Russia as a reliable supplier. His words were deliberate, drawing a clear line between countries Moscow still considers cooperative and those it views as politically hostile. To understand the weight of this announcement, we must look at the numbers. Before the Ukraine conflict, Europe imported roughly 40% of its natural gas from Russia. This energy powered homes, factories, and entire industries. It kept heating bills stable during harsh winters. Since 2022, European governments have raced to diversify their supplies, striking deals with Qatar, Norway, and the United States. Yet despite these efforts, Russian gas still plays a critical role in certain countries, particularly in Central and Eastern Europe. Today's reduction is not just a commercial decision. It is a strategic signal. Europe may have alternatives, but none are as immediate, cost-effective, or logistically simple as the pipelines running from Russia. Already, European gas prices have surged by over 15% in a matter of hours. Major industries, from chemical plants in Germany to steelworks in Italy, are warning of potential slowdowns if prices remain high. For households, the prospect of another expensive winter is a political nightmare for European leaders. Analysts in Moscow note that higher prices benefit Russia's overall revenue even with reduced volumes. The Kremlin can maintain strong earnings. This allows Moscow to redirect some exports to Asian markets, particularly China and India, which have shown increasing interest in long-term contracts. In the wider geopolitical game, energy is not just fuel, it's leverage. By controlling the pace and volume of supply, Russia can influence European politics without firing a single shot. Energy shortages often lead to public discontent, which can pressure governments into changing their foreign policy positions. However, this move also carries risks. European states may accelerate their push for complete energy independence from Russia, investing heavily in renewables and alternative suppliers. In the long term, this could erode Moscow's dominant position in the European energy market. But for now, the Kremlin seems confident that its role as a major energy provider still gives it considerable influence. Washington has condemned the reduction, accusing Moscow of using energy as a political weapon. The European Commission has called an emergency meeting to discuss collective responses. In contrast, Beijing has expressed understanding, noting that energy supply is a matter of mutual respect and contractual reliability. Several energy analysts point out that global gas supplies are already tight, meaning any disruption, especially from Russia, sends shockwaves through the entire system. LNG shipments from the United States and Qatar are already booked months in advance, leaving Europe with limited short-term options. Inside Russia, the news has been framed as an example of sovereign decision-making in the face of foreign pressure. State media highlight the country's ability to adapt, redirect trade, and maintain economic stability despite sanctions. For Russian citizens, the story also has a reassuring angle: domestic energy prices remain stable, and the government insists there will be no shortages at home. Putin's statement plays into a broader narrative: Russia as a nation standing firm against external interference, defending its economic interests, and refusing to be coerced by outside forces. The coming months will be crucial. If winter temperatures in Europe drop sharply, demand for gas will rise dramatically. That could put Moscow in a position of even greater leverage. At the same time, political shifts in Europe, elections, protests, or leadership changes could alter the tone of negotiations. For now, the Kremlin is signaling that it will not bow to pressure, but will continue to supply those it considers reliable partners. In the chessboard of geopolitics, this is a calculated move, one that could checkmate Europe's energy strategy, at least for this season. The gas pipelines may be slowing, but the political currents are flowing faster than ever. And as we continue to watch every development, remember this: in today's world, a single valve turn in Siberia can send ripples across the globe. Stay informed, stay aware, and if you want to keep receiving clear, fact-based, and timely updates on Russia's role in the world, make sure to subscribe to Politics 360 and join us for the next major development.